Mark Livingstone's story. Mark.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that introduction. I'll try and make what is normally known as the graveyard session as lively as possible. You'll be relieved to know I've got 11 slides, and you can also tell that my previous job was running a film company, so I've infringed probably every studio's copyright in what I'm about to show you, so please don't, when you download these slides, don't distribute them too broadly. I was asked to speak about how you monetize a free advertising base. And there's an English expression which I'll explain if it doesn't work that well for our European colleagues, and that is a sprat to catch a mackerel. Basically what we do is we deploy free advertising space and then in the hope of getting someone on the hook, and then we sell them more prominent advertising space, which is where we make our money. And what I'm going to talk to you about is what we've learnt and what are kind of 5 principles of running a free advertising base and then converting them into paid. As we're pretty unknown, I just thought it would be quite interesting for you to just find out a little bit more about us. So let me just give you the headlines. We're terribly international. In fact, we go from Brighton all the way up to Warrington, which those of you who will know the UK basically means that we are only a UK company. I don't apologise for that. I'm very happy in the UK, and I think there's a great opportunity in the UK alone. Clearly this business is worth an awful lot of money, so we're very, very focused on getting really, really good in the UK. We employ about 130 employees, and whilst you haven't heard of us, we've actually been ticking for about 7 years now. We have over 2 million businesses listed. 350,000 of them we know quite intimately. They've exchanged details with us, they've uploaded data on their profile for free, and we have regular communication with them. And of those 350,000, around about 15,000 people pay us money every month. 6 million people search Touch Local in the UK every month, and that's from about 4 million unique visitors. We have 114 different geographic splits of the UK, so we have Touch Reading, Touch Slough, as well as touchlocal.com, and we're backed, as you saw in the introduction, by a venture capital company who have claim to fame for companies such as Bebo, Betfair, and as I say, my last company when I first met them, Love Film. So what do we do? Well, basically the reason why you probably haven't heard of us is quite simply because we don't actually go out of our way to tell you what we do. All we do is act as an intermediary between an SME and a search engine. We're not a consumer brand, we're not a destination site, we're not a consumer proposition, we're quite simply the oil between a SME and getting first page position through search engine optimization or PPC on sites such as Google. We offer a very easy to understand annual solution for SMEs, and that's really our focus, not nationals but SMEs. And we also guarantee how many people will look at that profile over a year. We provide a mini website to some of our advertisers, and interestingly, in certain verticals, up to 40% of our advertisers don't have their own web presence. So actually, for 40% of our advertisers in certain verticals, we are their entire platform on the web. And then we provide 24-hour reporting about clicks, phone calls, visits to the site, email, etc. What are we trying to become? Well, we're on a bit of a mission at the moment. By or within the next 12 months, we aim to expand our 4 million uniques to about 15 million uniques. That, we believe, will give us an unparalleled advertiser platform which can offer proper ROI to our prospective advertisers. And we're about to announce next month our first major distribution deal where we exclusively power back-end technology for very high trafficked sites in the UK. And as part of that, we've been working on an API which feeds into the back end of local search relevant sites to make it very, very easy to get us live on site. So with the first deal next month will be a kind of flow of further deals throughout the end of this year. And effectively we position ourselves as a kind of media buying agency for an SME. We think of ourselves as a kind of digital agency that would never have been afforded by the local plumber or the window cleaner, but effectively we offer those digital marketing services to that SME. We help guide them and we help them generate leads, which I'll talk about in a minute. Okay, so The UK market sector, this is something that we looked at when we kind of wrote the strategy for Touch Local, and there has been a proliferation of review sites which do incredibly well in restaurants, bars, clubs, nightclubs. Yelp probably is the best example, 21 million uniques last month. So a site that is growing like no one else would have believed. There are also some fantastic review sites in Europe that are growing incredibly rapidly. However, for us, we're really focused on the service businesses. And as you can see by this slide, it's actually backed up by the size of the advertising market in those services. So we describe ourselves as being, if you want a plumber, if you want a window cleaner, if you want a Pilates teacher, we're probably the site to come to. If you want to read an amazing review or a number of reviews on a great restaurant, we're probably not the best place for you to come. And actually, you know what? We probably won't ever be the best place for you to come, because we don't believe that that's really where our opportunity lies. As you can see by this slide, 63% of the entire UK online spending by SMEs over the web is within the service sector. Actually, only 6% of it is within restaurants, bars, clubs, nightclubs. So whilst it's an amazing traffic generator, and it is something that everyone loves talking about, we actually don't see it as a big opportunity for us. And on that note, we also don't see products as being a great opportunity for us, quite simply because in the UK, if you want to buy a fridge, you type in the brand, you type in the price, and whether or not it comes from Glasgow or next door, it's no longer a local purchase. So we're just trying to fight in the service sector. And in our riposte to Google Maps, we'd love to fight in that sector on businesses that come to you as opposed to businesses that you go to. If you follow that analogy, if you wish to get a plumber, being shown a Google map is a total irrelevance. Actually, what you want to know is, are they available, a rough estimate of how much they cost, and who have used them recently and can recommend them. Those are all the kind of functionalities that we're aiming to build out in our site. Businesses that come to you, not businesses you go to. Okay, so this is a little bit like teaching you how to suck eggs, because you've probably got collectively in this room a heck of a lot, well, you've probably forgotten a lot more than I'll ever know about the directory space. But if I may, I'll humbly suggest what I've learnt since being involved with this business, and the kind of mantras that we're operating our company to. First thing, focus is everything. The long tail of advertisers definitely works in the online space, but it ain't as easy as people make out. Unlike advertising in a regional newspaper, where you just literally divide the page into 20 slots and put a window cleaner next to a car mechanic, we actually have to do dedicated SEO programs and PPC programs to drive that traffic. So the complexity of online advertising as an effective platform is actually a heck of a lot harder than one might have previously imagined.